Welcome to the homestead. Here is what our house looked like when we first looked at it, and then after we moved in. You can see that there was a weird gravel area underneath the window, and it was a lovely space. I started painting it. It was lovely, but I knew it could be so much more. We initially fenced it off to keep our dog corralled in the backyard and then to keep the chickens out, but it still wasn't quite right, so we knew we needed to make a change. And so this last April, we did it. We had a construction company come out and they closed in our porch for us. First, they had to dig some footers and lay some cement, and then they were able to get the whole thing closed in. One thing that was kind of silly was they laid out this lovely cement pad right here underneath the window to fill in where the gravel was, and it looked beautiful. But when I woke up the next morning, the chickens had walked all over it and the cats did too. So I had to do some quick fixing of it before the crew came back. It was so incredible how quickly this crew was able to work and to see this room come together and see the vision that I had come to fruition and watch this place become formed. Oh, there it is. It looks pretty good after I fixed it. And so they got the walls in. They were able to insulate. There's our cute little kitty pies. But just watching this room come together and how quickly this crew worked was absolutely phenomenal and incredible. They were able to get pretty much this entire thing done in about 10 days, and they pretty much got it all done within that amount of time. They got the walls in, the insulation, the exterior siding on, the interior siding, the windows in. They did electrical. They added in an exterior light for me. They put in the doors, and they even did some plumbing to add in a sink and then a couple extra outlets and a heater. And they just were such a great crew to work with and were so accommodating and willing to make adjustments as I deemed necessary. We did make a deal with them that I was going to do the finishing work of all of the painting and the caulking and everything to save costs. So they basically just put up the shell and just did such a phenomenal job. We did have to redo the fascia and the gutter because that was not put on properly, but they were able to work with me and I was able to color match and get it painted in time for them to be able to put the gutter back on. Okay, so we are pretty much done with all things on this addition build. And so I am getting out here and I'm going to be priming the rest of the ceiling because I didn't get to that last summer, fall, before the weather turned. And so I'm going to finish priming the ceiling. And then now that we've got all this siding in here, I'm going to go ahead and get that primed as well. We're just going to go with the same color, whipped cream or Chantilly Lace, depending if it's a Behr or a Benjamin Moore color. So the whole thing is just going to be Chantilly Lace in here. And then we still have cement floors in here and white doors that are all kind of matching. And after I get it painted, then we'll figure out what we're doing and where things are going and what the layout will be. But first we paint. Okay, I got a super rough coat. 2 coats of primer on the ceiling, super rough coat on the walls, and but because I have the, whatever this is called, the drop cloth on the floor, I didn't do the baseboard yet, so that's gonna come later. I still have some other bits to do, but I'm done. Right now, I'm done. It's quite incredible what a difference just a coat of white primer made in this space for how light and bright it is. I am so thrilled and excited to get this room working for us. It's absolutely stunning. A quick look at the exterior before it gets painted and I add in a flower bed. Got all of the painting done. We added in a refrigerator for our milk, and it just looks so fantastic, all white. I found a match for the cedar trim and got that all done. It was a job and a half, and then got the siding painted, and it looks so good to all be the same color and to be practically done with painting the exterior of the house and this porch. I still need to do one final coat on the ceiling, but that'll happen later. Here's the layout of the flower bed that I'm putting in front of it. We're doing another dry creek and adding in some boulders that we found on the property. I just love how this whole place is coming together, and this flower bed is giving me so much life. We are using this space for so much more than I imagined. I thought it was just for processing milk, but it turns out it is a great space for bringing in all of our produce so that it is not just in our kitchen, and we can cure and dry and age things. And having this little cabinet here is so perfect with this cute fabric I found. And then I decided to paint the doors green, just to give a little bit of interest and a color change, and I adore it. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe.